Well, it is truly an honor to be joined alongside Carolyn Listach. She is the wife of Charlotte Knights bench coach, Pat Listach. And Carolyn, tonight we are celebrating 20 years of our Pink Knights game here with the Charlotte Knights. So we're supporting the fight against breast cancer, and this is something that is so important to you because as we celebrate 20 years of Pink Knights, you are now 20 years removed from being told that you were diagnosed with breast cancer. You told me November 9th, 2005. You will never forget that date. You started going through treatment, and now we sit here 20 years later. Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing pretty good, actually. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're just grateful to hear your story because I think it's so important to talk about what you went through, things you learned, so that way people can hear about it and they can understand there is a path, right? You got through this, and this is something that you are now sharing as motivation, as inspiration to other people. So let's take it back to November 9th, 2005. You found out you've been diagnosed with breast cancer. What is going through your mind at that point?
Can't be. Can't be. I'm good. I'm, busy, active, but you have breast cancer. And I kind of knew I was in trouble when they came back in. They said, we'd like to do another mammogram. And I'm, okay. And then they came back and said, you have breast cancer. And those are just words that to this day, you don't forget you had breast cancer. But you move forward with the support, which I had a lot of, and you just pick yourself up and you don't have a choice. It's either that or, and I was determined that I'm moving forward. We have to do this. We have to do this. So knowledge was important I had to find out. I had to educate myself to find out as well. But again, through all the support I had, those answers were coming with each and every appointment. And I had people with me at every appointment. That was big. That was really important. That was important. That helped me day after day. Even on those days where I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I can't. I'm tired and it hurts and I don't want to do it. But you do. You pick yourself up and you do move forward.
You talk about the support, and there are people that will be at the game tonight that are fighting a battle of their own right now as we speak. To them, Carolyn, what would your message be in terms of just continuing to fight through this?
You continue to fight, even when those moments that you feel like I can't do this anymore. It's one treatment, one appointment, and you know what? And everything everything is good once you decide that you're moving forward. You're good. You can have those moments. I had many of those moments, and then I pick myself up and get back out there again. Everybody has motivation too. Your kids, that's, if you have children, that's a big motivator there. You want to be there for them.
We talk about the strength, right? I mean, just the amount of resilience that it took from you to get through this, and the resilience that we see from breast cancer survivors and thrivers and warriors. What was the biggest thing that you learned about yourself throughout that period of your life where you were fighting through breast cancer?
Just how strong I was. I didn't realize I was that strong, and just how, and it is. It's there. It comes out in you. It's just when treatments were over, and I was like, I did that. That is pretty amazing, And even on those moments where I'm not going to do this anymore, no, I learned strength. I learned that every day is a gift. I learned to appreciate every one of those days, and I learned that all of that small stuff didn't matter anymore. That would really upset you over nothing. Nah, doesn't matter anymore.
Well, Carolyn, as we sit here tonight and we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of Pink Knights, you told me that when you were going through your treatment, it was in the middle of baseball season, and you're like, I have games to get to, I have places to go. Pat Listach, our incredible bench coach, we love having here. What can you say about what he did for you, who he was for you during that time and still now in your life?
He was my number one support. There's no doubt about that. And baseball, it was the whole baseball thing that I know he didn't understand, but I remember when I came out of surgery, my aunt was changing bandages and a few things. And he goes, well, I'm just going to leave the room. And she goes, oh, no, you're going to learn how to do this. And he did. At each time that something had to be changed, he did it. And like I said, it was like, it's baseball season. We got to keep moving. And he was right there with me. No, he picked me up at the airport. I fly in. I have medications. I have things. He knew exactly what to do with everything. So, yeah, he was my support. He caught me, when you talk baseball terms, he caught me the day that I walked out of that room and looked at him and I said, I have breast cancer. He was there to catch me. And then when he was with the Chicago Cubs in 2011, I got to throw the first pitch for Mother's Day for breast cancer at Wrigley Field. And he caught me then too. So it was pretty cool, actually. That was very cool. Yeah.
Carolyn, you are such an inspiration, and we were talking, and we've said this across every Pink Knights game that we've done. It's talked about across the board from the standpoint of just trying to make sure that you're staying on top of everything, right? Early detection is key when it comes to breast cancer. What is your message in terms of early detection for everyone out there that just needs to be going and getting their regular checkups?
Don't miss the appointment. That's my mistake in life. I missed 2 years of mammograms. Life got in the way. It was my fault, but there was no excuse, because when I went in, I was diagnosed with stage 2B breast cancer, which then entailed the surgeries, chemo, radiation. Had I not done that, it's all in God's hands, obviously, but if I would have not missed those, maybe it would have been a lot lesser, and maybe the journey that I went on wouldn't have been as big of a journey as I had to take. Early detection saves lives. There's still 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year. 2 million worldwide are still diagnosed with breast cancer. Early detection saves lives. 20 years later, I'm early detection, and I'm here to talk about it.
20 years since you went through your chemotherapy treatment. You are a story of hope, Carolyn. So for someone sitting out there that needs a little bit of hope right now, what can you say to them?
Well, it's like I said, don't give up and fight. And you know what? And if you need to talk, I'll give you my phone number, because I will talk you through it. I will come have lunch with you. We'll talk about kids. We'll talk about baseball. We'll talk about anything you want. Reach out. Don't lose the hope.
You are incredible, and Pat knows you're incredible, which is why he's here. 20 years, Carolyn.
Thank you.
And you two are the best.
Thank you.
The sweetest. Carolyn, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time, your energy, just sharing your story with us. It's such a vulnerable thing, and so for you to do this and to talk about it, I think is the most important thing. Pat, what can you say about your amazing wife?
Well, she's a fighter, She fought it, and she cried a lot, and she didn't say, why me, why me? She just said, I'm gonna beat this, and she did. So you can beat it.
You're incredible. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Pat. Pink Knights, our 20th anniversary here tonight at Truist Field with the Charlotte Knights. We are supporting the fight against breast cancer because we don't want to have this game anymore. We want to live in a world where we don't have to talk about cancer and breast cancer. And we have stories of hope like Carolyn who are just encouraging us to continue this fight. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you.